Hello and welcome to a fresh new episode of Science Monitor, our weekly update on all that is happening in the field of science and technology in and around the country. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you, and here are the latest headlines. Mangalyaan completes 2 years in space. ISRO gears up for Mangalyaan 2. Novel cold mix technology, roads to become greener and smarter. Diesel from aquatic weeds, new study from CSIR NEERI. And in our In Focus segment today, we will discuss about the World AIDS Day and its significance. And now the news in detail. Hailed as one of the outstanding space missions, India's Mangalyaan recently completed its first phase of mission. During the past 2 years, the orbiter has successfully gathered many crucial data which has extended our understanding of the red planet. ISRO is now gearing up for more studies with a successor to Mangalyaan. In this direction, the organization has started work towards Mangalyaan 2.
Scripting a new chapter in the history of space research, India's Mangalyaan has successfully completed the first phase of its mission. Yes, the Mars Orbiter mission, which reached the red planet 2 years ago, has completed its first revolution around Mars. According to experts at ISRO, performance of Mangalyaan has been much better than expected with very less consumption of fuel. The orbiter is in healthy shape and is expected to continue examining Mars for another 5 to 10 years. During the past 2 years, Mangalyaan has collected and transmitted back important data and images from various angles that has helped researchers understand the Martian climate and conditions, including its atmosphere, land and water content. Some of the crucial findings of MOM includes proof of existence of water in the old Martian atmosphere, ice spread changes in the northern hemisphere, analysis of the Martian valleys and slopes along with Martian satellites like Phobos and Deimos. Following the success of Mangalyaan mission, Indian Space Research Organisation is now gearing up for the second part of Mangalyaan. According to the reports, while the objectives and scientific experiments of MOM2 is yet to be formulated, second probe to Mars will carry a much greater scientific payload and will be fitted with a lander and rover in addition to the orbiter. ISRO has even made a call for proposals through an announcement of opportunity within India to seek proposals for scientific experiments. With this, ISRO will be furthering the scope of interplanetary research, including deep space communication and navigation.
Almost all of us are familiar with the nauseating heat, smell and smoke arising out of huge drums of tar while paving roads. Now, tar bitumens are widely used as a binder in roadworks across the world. But the currently used hot mixing technology, which requires the material to be heated at very high temperatures, are a huge environmental and health hazard. Not to mention the technical shortcomings. Well, to combat this, CSIR CRRI, in collaboration with the BITCAM, has come up with a novel cold mixing technology which could pave way for greener, healthier roads.
From mud-paved paths to gravel, cobblestone and granite surfaces, and then asphalt and concrete roads, road technology has undergone a rapid revolution in the past many decades. Today, mostly asphalt, also known as bitumen or familiar to us as tar, is used as a binder to make roads, a technology called the hot mixing technology. This technology requires that asphalt, the sticky, black and highly viscous liquid binder, be heated to high temperatures ranging from 135 to 170 degrees, a process which is highly polluting and a dangerous health hazard to both workers and public. But it may be time to say goodbye to the heat, smoke and inconvenience with a novel cold mix technology developed by researchers at the CSIR, Central Road Research Institute.
Our scientists are also working on utilization of industrial waste in different layers of the road. That is the concept from waste to wealth. We have developed a cold mix technology also where you can make the road without heating the bitumen. That is a green technology, and this technology has been transferred to industry, and with that we have constructed almost 2,500 kilometers of the road in Northeast, in Bihar, in Jharkhand.
The CRRI Bitchem coal mix binders are specially formulated and manufactured with the performance additives and anti-stripping agents. Unlike the ordinary bitumen emulsions, this mix does not need any heating prior to their application. Along with the special coal mix binders, CRRI, in collaboration with Bitchem, has developed an entire value chain of technology. This includes supply of tailor-made coal mix binder and overseeing the entire mixing, laying and rolling activities through a technical support and supervision services. Researchers have also developed various grades of coal mix binder which can be selected based on the purpose and climatic zones. This end-to-end technology is not only eco and health friendly but also allows faster progress using existing facilities without any extra investment work under varying climatic conditions. Researchers also assure that while the total cost of these greener road projects may be 2 to 3% higher than the conventional, but they last 50% longer and requires much less maintenance.
While on one hand pollution levels are rising, on the other we are fast running out of fossil fuels. Now the scenario is quite bleak and calls for urgent measures which are eco-friendly and sustainable. Now towards this end, researchers at CSIR NERI have developed a new method to produce biodiesel from algae grown in wastewater. Let us see how.
Large-scale pollution and rapidly deleting resources. Two harsh realities of fossil fuels which are immediate global concerns. Pondering over the serious scientific, social and economic dimensions of fossil fuels, researchers a few years back came up with an innovative solution: biodiesel. Based on plant resources, biodiesel is conceived as an eco-friendly, inexpensive and sustainable source of energy. Now taking new strides in this direction, researchers of CSIR, National Environmental Engineering Research Institute, Nagpur, who have demonstrated how algae grown in industrial wastewater has been potential sources of biodiesel. The team conducted this study on various microalgae that were present in a wastewater treatment pond of a vehicle manufacturing plant in western Maharashtra region. The researchers isolated various algae species which were subjected to various tests for determining their lipid content and carbon dioxide sequestration abilities.
We have to give the special environment for growing the microorganisms. After growing that it will absorb the carbon dioxide, and ultimately that algae will be converted to oils, and from oils we can be converted to diesels. This technology can be substitute of the diesels which is formed from the fossil fuel, and it can be used for several purposes.
Results show that algae utilizes atmospheric carbon dioxide to produce fatty substances which can be converted into biodiesel. The study indicates that mixed algae samples has the highest carbon dioxide fixation rate. Aquatic weeds, being non-food sources, are cheaper and do not cause diversion of food from the human food chain. The study, which is being published in the African Journal of Biotechnology, has been deemed crucial as it opens up new avenues of producing alternative energy with a double advantage of using wastewater and reducing environmental carbon dioxide.
And now it is time to take a very short break. We'll be back with more science news. Keep watching Science Monitor. Let us now have a look at some important science and technology activities happening in India and abroad in our next segment, Science Express.
In an existing event, the International Space Station, the largest artificial habitat in space, was visible in India, sky-gazer shaving getting glimpses of ISS in dark sky since 21st November. The glimpses are usually only for a minute during dawn and dusk. Prior information regarding ISS visibility timing are available on NASA's Spot and Station website. Shimla is the first and only destination in India from where ISS is visible. Celebrating Platinum Jubilee Year of Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR-NIS-CAIR, in collaboration with IARI Pusa, organized a mini-marathon event on 21st November 2016. First of its kind event organized by any scientific institution. The mini-marathon organized within Pusa campus was titled Run for Science. About 250 members from various CSIR laboratories and institutes took part in the event. Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology, Hyderabad, one of the leading laboratories of the country, has every reason to celebrate as 3 researchers from the organization have received prestigious awards for their outstanding contributions, while Dr. Rakesh Mishra, Director CCMB, and Dr. Imran Siddiqui, Chief Scientist, received the J.C. Bose National Fellowship. Professor Amitava Chattopadhyay, J.C. Bose Fellow at the CSIR CCMB, has been awarded the prestigious the World Academy of Science Prize in Biology for 2016. In an amazing new discovery, researchers at MIT have discovered that water can freeze even at high temperatures when inside tiny carbon nanotubes. Based on this, the team, which comprises Indian origin researchers Kumar Varun Agarwal, has proposed that ice-filled wires could power electrical devices. The study reveals that materials can drastically change their state when kept inside nanostructures. With the arrival of migrating butterflies, Mexico's Monarch Butterfly Biosphere Reserve has been thrown open to the public. The reserve is visited by thousands of black and orange monarch, the world's farthest migrating butterfly, every November from Canada and the United States.
Está trabajando muy de cerca con las gentes de los Estados Unidos y Canadá para precisamente establecer una serie de estrategias o acciones encaminadas a la conservación del hábitat de la mariposa monarca a lo largo de su ruta migratoria y en las áreas de hibernación. En este sentido, pues está trabajando con reducir el uso precisamente de herbicidas y pesticidas en los Estados Unidos, y aquí localmente pues se sigue trabajando en la conservación precisamente de los bosques, que son el hábitat natural de las mariposas monarcas.
The butterflies hibernate in the temperate forests of Mexico for 5 months and lay eggs on milkweed plants.
Now, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome or AIDS, a condition which kills millions of people annually due to pure lack of awareness. Along these lines, 1st of December every year is observed as the World AIDS Day. Well, the day aims to create awareness about the disease among common public and accelerate research to combat the same. Well, the day has had a crucial impact and has enabled controlling the spread of AIDS to a large extent. In this direction, WHO has also issued new guidelines. So, in today's In Focus segment, we will discuss about the pandemic called AIDS.
In the beginning of 1980s, the United States Center for Disease Control and Prevention recognized a lethal disease, an infection by a virus called HIV, which in turn resulted in a host of infections proving deadly. In India during 1986, the virus was first diagnosed in the blood samples from Chennai by Dr. Suniti Solomon. The virus, which experts named human immunodeficiency virus or HIV, was observed to affect the immune system of the patient, a condition which they named acquired immune deficiency syndrome, today commonly known as AIDS. Studies showed that AIDS was not a disease, but a condition in which the immune system of the body continuously breaks down and progressively fails. In a sense, the condition leaves the body susceptible to opportunistic infections and cancers. In the decades that followed, the virus has run in rampage across the globe and is today one of the most dreaded global health burden. According to WHO reports, today there are about 36.7 million people living with HIV, with 2.1 million new cases reported in 2015, among which 1.8 million were children below the age of 15 years. Reports also show that India has one of the highest number of people living with HIV in the world. The HIV virus is known to spread through body fluids like blood, semen, vaginal fluids, and sometimes through breast milk. The most common ways HIV is spread are through unprotected and unsafe sexual intercourse, sharing infected needles or syringes, being deeply punctured with a needle or surgical instrument contaminated with HIV, or through transfusion of infected blood. Babies born to women with HIV/AIDS can get HIV from their mothers during birth. AIDS is considered the advanced stage of HIV infection, and the symptoms start with thrush, a thick, whitish yeast infection on the tongue or mouth, unexplained tiredness, headaches, weight loss, swelling of glands, discolored or purplish growth on the skin or inside the mouth, unexplained bleeding, etc. While governments, researchers and healthcare professionals across the world grapple with the serious threat, a complete and effective cure for AIDS still evades us. And despite all the information experts share with the public, there are many misconceptions about the disease. In our own country, a lot of stigma is associated with AIDS. However, unlike the common perception, HIV is not transmitted by simple casual contact, such as sitting together, shaking hands, kissing, sharing drinking glasses, hugging, using common toilets, or through tears. In order to create a large-scale awareness about HIV infection and AIDS, December 1st every year is observed as the World AIDS Day since 1988. On this occasion, HIV awareness-related programs were organized all over the world to accelerate the momentum in HIV prevention and treatment.
All the stakeholders, they took participation to generate awareness among common people, so that the awareness regarding HIV, AIDS, preventive services can be generated, so that there is zero discrimination for HIV/AIDS.
It is also important to know that HIV infection can be easily detected using antibody-based tests called ELISA and Western blots. In India, HIV testing is provided at a number of locations including healthcare centers, hospitals and specialist HIV/AIDS voluntary counseling and testing sites. Due to the stigma associated with AIDS, the test is always strictly confidential and only goes ahead if the person agrees to it. It is crucial to note that awareness regarding AIDS is the best prevention. Preventing spread of AIDS is basically a human rights issue that needs to be handled with utmost care and importance, and it is the responsibility of every citizen to take part in the campaign against AIDS.
Well, that is all for this episode of Science Monitor. Do tell us how do you like our program. You can also send your feedback and suggestions. Our email ID is news@vigyanprasar.gov.in. You can also write into us at Vigyan Prasar C24, Kutub Institutional Area, New Delhi 110016. Well, that is all for today, but we'll be back with fresh news stories on science and technology again next week. Till then, stay tuned to Rajya Sabha TV and think scientific all the time.